Yo everyone, it's Sam here. Welcome to the new season of Formula Xbox. Season 5, we're here for round 1 at Melbourne, Australia. And here we are then in qualifying. And once again you can see it's my first lap that was the best, so yeah, we're keeping up this trend apparently on F1 2014. But yeah, here we are then, new season, but as you can see, still with Marussia, and unfortunately the Marussia Formula Xbox team has been going through a few issues with politics and money, and well, the situation in F1, I'd say it's almost as bad as this, but yeah, things really started not that long ago really, when my former teammate Silent Mole was updating the standings for last season and put and did the results so that we were ahead of Force India apparently, and it turns out those were actually wrong, and now we've lost that crucial position in the constructors to Force India. And yeah, Silent Mole's not actually my teammate now, and yeah, he's off to Mercedes, and he's left Marussia in quite a mess now, which well, I think we'll be taking that to court, me and Insignia, who's not actually here today. I think that's just because Marussia could only afford to run one car here today, so that was quite unfortunate for us. And yeah, a lot of turmoil going on at the moment in the Marussia Formula Xbox team, but here we are then. We did at least manage to get us one car on the grid for Australia. Across line we go then. We go provisionally 5th with our best time, and we were moved on to 7th eventually with Pro Racing on pole. And yeah, I don't think 7th is too bad, considering I think for most part of last season we were kind of the 6th fastest, so well, we haven't dropped too much time I think overall. But we're now going to go to the grid then, and it, as I just said, yeah, it's Pro Racing on pole, and there I am then in 7th place, no teammate for me then today. So yeah, we'll have to see how things go, and unfortunately the race was taking part in the wet, so yeah, didn't have too high hopes for this one, but we've got the lights coming on now then. And Season 5 of Formula Xbox is underway, and I don't get the worst start, but not really the best one either. And heading towards turn 1, looks like Sir Lane might be past me already. I brake quite early because I didn't want to be responsible for any first corner incident, and it looks like Justin Zinker, who I think is a newbie, is through on me, and so is Sir Lane. And looks like GFX Master will also be coming past me here into turn 3. Once again, I braked a bit early just because I don't want to cause any incidents up ahead. And there was a bit of contact between the Williams and the Ferrari, but it looks like they've got away with it, and I'm down to 10th place now then, as we're heading through well, we're about to start the second sector of the lap then. And yeah, as I said, my hopes aren't too high for this. Well, they weren't too high for this because of course it was in the wet, and well, as you saw, well, if you saw my pinnacle race from Malaysia a week or two ago, then you'll see that I'm not too good in the wet on this game. But I have decided now that I am just going to use traction control on medium now, so I shouldn't be having as many problems as I was before. But yeah, as I say, just this game, I don't think it's too suited to me, or I'm not well suited to it. I don't know by which way around you really want to say that, but yeah, we're still in 10th place then. We're not dropping back too much, I don't think, and we're keeping elusive car behind us. But into turn 13, I think it says, and Pro Racing's gone off. I think he had a bit of a side pod glitch or something with someone up front, so yeah, I was unfortunate for him, because of course he was on pole, and you can see it's really bunching up in front of us then as we're heading towards the end of this first lap. We're still pretty close to the pack here, so it hasn't been a terrible first lap, even if we have lost a few positions, as we are going to come across the line now then to start the second lap of 15. And looks like Kev was thinking about having a look at us into turn 1 there, but decided he was too far back. And yeah, now we might actually have a run on GFX Master in fact into turn 3, because we seemed to be a bit quicker than him out of those first couple of corners, but he was just too far ahead to try and kind of move into turn 3, and I'm not going to dive bomb it for safety in these kind of conditions. So yeah, still in 9th place then, as we're following we're still following the pack round then. Of course, not really many places to overtake in this middle part lap, but we have had a bit of contact there, and I'm not sure if that was lag actually, because you're going to see that there's going to happen a little bit during this race. As you can see though, the cars were kind of behaving themselves really in terms of the lag. I mean, we're not so far, we haven't really seen anything out of the ordinary, I guess. But it looks like Kev's got a good run on this now then, and yeah, he just has so much more speed out of that corner. He drives comfortably past us. I think Pro Racing's about to come through as well, and yes he does then. And I got that chicane all wrong there, so yeah, through they both go then. And I'm out of the points, which is unfortunate, but I think Pro Racing actually had to hand the place back to Kev or something, and he accidentally gave back 2 places there. You can see Sir Lane's gone off there as well, but I think this is a lag incident because he spins off there, apparently from contact with his teammate, but I think he's going to suddenly appear ahead of us again. So yeah, we haven't seen any sort of like completely bizarre lag like we have seen at times in Pinnacle this season, but yeah, just a bit of cars not actually being where they are, but luckily we haven't seen anything too major. So we're heading into turn 1 then. Pro Racing was on my outside even, but I just had so much understeer into that first corner, and I may have forced him out wide a little bit there, but he's going to have a good run on me now into turn 3, and on the brakes on the inside, and I turn in on him a little bit there, so I decided to give him the space to make the move, and it looks like Elusive Kev had a bit of an off out of that corner as well then, but I've been able to take advantage of it because there's a bit of contact with him and Pro Racing, so yeah, I'm up into 10th place for now then, and yeah, back into a point for now then, and we're skipping a few laps now then to when some people start coming in for their change to another set of intermediates. But there was dry weather forecast, well, I'd say dry weather, but it's just forecast for rain to stop near the end of the race, so I gambled and I decided that I was going to stay out and hopefully be able to change on to dry tyres by the end of the race then, and hopefully gain a few places from that, because I didn't really have much to lose, because I was down in like 9th or 10th. I think someone added an off actually, which moved me up from 10th to 9th, so yeah, that was what happened there. Now there's a bit of a lag incident here because I ran wide out the final corner, and you can see RS Drum was kind of not allowing me back onto the track there, but I do have the benefit of commentating on this after I've seen his footage, and turns out that I actually wasn't there until, well, I was there, but then I sort of like floated back onto the track next to him or something and tried forced him off or something, which was a bit odd, but yeah, there was that, and he got through then, and Pro Racing's coming back to us now then, so he was behind us before and he's done a pit stop now and is back ahead of us, so yeah, it's really not gone too well for us here, but at this point if I pitted I'd be well behind, so I just had to kind of stick with it and hope that the rain would ease off soon so that I could hopefully get onto the option tyres first and maybe still get a decent result. But we're at least managing to hold back GFX Massive for now then, but it doesn't look like it's going to last for very long, as he's going to lunge up the inside into the penultimate corner, and so nearly a sidepod glitch there, but we've managed to get away with it, and now Case Legend's just going to take advantage of that and slide through into 6th as well then. A little bit of a lag thing there, but not really anything major. And skipping on to the beginning of the next lap then, and looks like Sir Lane's doing next. Oh, and he's just, well, that's not the most conventional way I've seen of overtaking, but there you go. He's up into P7 then. Yeah, next up is Jester and Zinka then, and I've got so much oversteer on the exit of this corner, and it looks like, yeah, the side pod glitches are still there, and yeah, apologies to him for that one, because there was nowhere Hove should have been out there on those old tyres really. But yeah, once I was, as I said, once I was committed to that strategy, I really did just have to try and go with it, because I mean I would have been near the, well, I would have come out dead last anyway. So yeah, I decided at this point, because my inters were completely finished, I did try and stay out for a few more laps, but I just had nothing left on him. And the track, I think it had stopped raining by now, or at least the track was a bit drier, so I thought, well, I definitely have nothing to lose now, so might as well go on to the options for the final few laps and see what happens, maybe even get a cheeky fastest lap or something. I mean, I don't know what reality I was living in, but yeah, out of the pits we come then, miles behind of course, and yeah, you can see it's still too wet, so looks like I've got it wrong, and Mr. Joker is going through to Lapis Sen, and yeah, it hasn't gone too well in this first race for us, has it, as we're now in the final corner on the penultimate lap, but the race winner has already crossed the line, so yeah, this is our last lap as well then, as it looks like, I think that's Case Legend about to lap us then, and yeah, we're going to come across the line for 11th place. So yeah, I think we'll have to call that a race of terrible strategic calls, and it's the same top 3 that we saw so many times last season. But yeah, if you enjoy this race, leave a like, and I'll see you next time where we'll be racing at Malaysia. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.